Ryder Bullock, day 2 of the Maui Invitational. As always, paradise delivers sunshine outside and plenty of heat on the hardwood inside. We've got a fun night doubleheader ahead, starting with a mid-season clash that suddenly feels like a Pac-12 rivalry renewed. Washington State and Arizona State. Let's begin with the Cougars. They are 3-3. The Sun Devils 5-1. Tip-off coming up momentarily. Arizona State's a 5.5-point favorite. Total 158.5. ASU has an 81.2% chance to win this game. Washington State, like I said, comes in at 3-3, and they're looking at that 81.2%, and they're scratching their heads because they've won their last two and are finally finding some rhythm on both ends. And the Cougars have been leaning heavily on Ace Glass, who has been, well, solid as glass. He leads the team with 14.3 points per game, shooting over 50% from the field, and remarkably 100% from the line so far this season. On the Arizona State side, they look at that 81.9%, and Bobby Hurley is not paying any attention to it. Though he is a sharp 5-1, they're fueled by a defense that's allowing just 71.8 points per game and piling up 8.3 steals per contest. Their offensive spark plug is Odom, no doubt about it, lighting it up for 18.3 points per game. He doesn't always shoot a high percentage, but he gets to the line, he competes, and he sets the tone. Team comparison, well, the Cougars actually score a touch more, 81.3 points per game, but gives up nearly 80, and that's dangerous against the Sun Devils because their 3-game is spot on, and they have an edge in steals and blocks. The Cougars counter with size and rebounding, but if Washington State can control the glass, they've got a chance. If not, Arizona State's going to turn this into a track meet, and pressure may simply be too much. Then in game 2, it's Texas taking on Shamadan, and Shamadan is the host of this tournament. They are the beloved underdogs, the team that gives this tournament its charm. The Shamadan Silver Swords, their opponent tonight, no big deal, just the Texas Longhorns, one of the most athletic teams in the field. For Texas, the star so far has been Dalen Swain, averaging 16.7 points, nearly 56% shooting, and doing a bit of everything. The Longhorns rebound the ball extremely well, over 43 boards per game, nearly doubling Shamadan's average, and that's going to matter, okay, because Shamadan counters with Ken King, who has been terrific, 20 points per game, 66 shooting, fiercely attacking every possession, but they're undersized. They don't block shots, and the Longhorns will absolutely test that interior. Texas scores 84 a night. Shamadan scores 85, but one big difference. Texas is bigger, deeper, and far more physical. 1%. Well, hey, we've seen crazier things in Maui, but Texas comes in as heavy favorites for a reason. Earlier today, Seton Hall taking on USC. Trojans won it 83-81, and this game was absolutely bonkers. One of those games where you look at the box score afterwards and say, how on the earth did Seton Hall lose? Seton Hall shot 56% from the field, dominates USC in assists, 15-9, forces 16 turnovers, scores 20 points off those turnovers, and gets 22 fast break points to USC 6, and they still lose. Why? 2 words, free throws. USC lived at the line, and they hit 31 of 38 from the stripe. Seton Hall, 12 of 18. That's a plus 19 difference at the free throw line. You're not winning many games like that, and I don't care how well you shoot it. USC crashes the glass, 35 rebounds, including 11 offensive boards. That's how you survive when you get beat in most other categories. But Seton Hall led by as many as 13, and USC just kept chipping away, got calls, got to the line, and in the final minutes, the Trojans made just enough plays while the Pirates couldn't get stops without fouling. So USC stole one, Seton Hall let one get away. You can be the judge of that. But I will say this, you cannot let a team shoot 38 free throws and expect to go home happy. End of story. NC State taking on Boise State. And NC State gets it done 81-70. So this one's a little bit more straightforward, right? NC State needed a response after getting handled by Seton Hall yesterday, and they got it. Okay, they came out hot, made their first 5 shots, jumped to a 12-2 or 11-2 lead, and Boise State, to their credit, punches back with a 16-2 run. Took a 4-point lead, but here's the thing. Every time Boise looked like they were taking control, they couldn't stop turning the ball over. NC State had 24 points off 15 Boise turnovers. That's the game right there. Darian Williams, 16 points. Steady afternoon for him. Van Allen Lublin, 11 and 12 on the glass. And then McNeil gave them a balanced scoring attack as well. Boise State, though, Dylan Andrews was terrific. 26 points, hitting everything from deep. Had 5 threes, but he didn't get nearly enough to help. And the Broncos shot just 19 of 56. Not going to win that. Doing it that way. NC State controlled the game's last 10 minutes. Never spectacular, just solid, physical, and disciplined. So NC State responded. USC survives. Boise fought but never cleaned up the mistakes. And Seton Hall, listen, you lose a game like that, you think about the whole flight home. And they've got more games tomorrow, of course, as well. And we've got a great one coming up for you. Arizona State taking on Washington State. Here are tonight's keys to the game. Number 1, offensive efficiency. Arizona State's Odom leads the Sun Devils with 18.3 points per game on efficient shooting, 37.4% field goal shooting. He's an 85.7% shooter at the line. ASU's been winning close games in Maui. They beat Texas last night by a point. So getting high percentage shots in the paint and hitting free throws down the stretch is crucial. Washington State's Glass leads the Cougars with 14.3 points per game and is a sharpshooter inside the arc. So watch out for him. So ASU will need disciplined defense to limit his touches. Number 2, control the glass. Both teams rebound well. Washington State, 35.3 rebounds a game. Arizona State, 33.8 rebounds a game. But Arizona State's tournament experience and size advantage in certain matchups can make a difference. Limiting Washington State's second chance points, especially on offensive rebounds, will be a key to maintaining control. And finally, limit turnovers and protect leads. Washington State has been hot in the last 2 games. 90 and 85 over Shamadan last night, 98 and 74 over SUU in their other game. So showing they can put points on the board quickly. Arizona State thrives in transition. We know this. We know that they score fast break points effectively. Maintaining possessions and avoiding sloppy passes and limiting Washington State's opportunities to get out in transition will be essential for Coach Hurley and his squad tonight. If you're asking me who's going to win this game, I'm picking the Sun Devils. They're a better matched team to win this game, no doubt about it. I mean, and I don't, that's just my pick though, because they're a better team, and obviously the analytics give ASU an 81.2% chance to win. So on paper, the Sun Devils are the favorites. But I will say this: the Cougars are scrappy. They're a high-scoring team that can keep the pace. So if ASU loses focus, controlling the boards, hitting free throws, and avoiding turnovers, if Washington State does that, they've got a shot. If Arizona State locks in, they can punch their ticket to the Maui Invitational Championship game for the first time since 1994. That'll do it for me. We send you back out to Maui.